Detective Mark Como from the East Lyme Police Department.
Hi, how are you?
Do you have your driver's license?
Yes, sir.
I didn't ask for your registration forms or anything. Why are you so nervous?
I thought I was in trouble.
I don't know. Are you? Should
I
you
have
be?
home to go to work.
Doesn't
No, I have
make
my-
sense. So I've had complaints of this exact vehicle up here over the last couple weeks, acting strange, pulling in and out of driveways, driving
no, I'm
around,
not a bad
stopping.
person.
It's you. It's your car. There's only one car like this I seen.
Okay.
And now I seen you driving back and forth today.
I'm sorry.
So now it's you and me standing here talking to each other.
I won't come
Why
back.
are you here?
Because my friend,
What friend?
I will never come back here again. I'm sorry. I'm not a bad person. All I work.
Why are you here driving around our neighborhood?
I was.
You don't belong here.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Why are you here?
I'm sorry.
People have been calling for over a week.
I'm
I don't know if you're a burglar, but you're doing something in this neighborhood that you don't belong doing.
I will never come back to this neighborhood again or this town.
Let's make that a good idea.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
I'm watching your car. You think I'm stupid?
I'm not a bad.
You think I'm stupid? Answer that question.
No, you're not stupid.
Remember that.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Danny from the Constitution State here today. I hope everybody's having a good day. Once again, today's video takes place in East Lyme, Connecticut, and it involves the East Lyme Police Department. Just this one doesn't involve the chief per se. Well, actually, it kind of does. And this actually involves Detective Mark Como, who's been a detective there since 2015. And after you hear of all the things this seasoned veteran detective did, it's pretty clear that he doesn't need to be a detective, he doesn't need to be in public service, and he should be fired. Killen is the supposed victim in this case. He actually had a personal relationship with the victim in this case that nobody knew of, that was never brought up, who defended him after everything came out, denied that there was a personal relationship, and made very contradicting statements to the media. Nicholson was the guy arrested. They arrested him on a $250,000 bond, 11 charges. They tried to get 12, and he sat in jail for 7 weeks. And this is where it gets interesting. CT Examiner previously confirmed that multiple town officials, including Board of Police Commissioners Chair Dan Price, East Lyme Police Chief Michael Finkelstein, and First Selectman Dan Cunningham, were alerted to the personal relationship between the victim and Como, a relationship that included late-night meetings weeks before Nicholson was arrested. Asked to describe her relationship with Como, Killen said there was not a personal relationship with the detective. But Killen and her attorney said the detective went out of his way to support her. Sources close to the case and text messages obtained by CT Examiner from now 19-year-old victim have confirmed a personal relationship with the investigating detective, Mark Como, a 23-year veteran of East Lyme Police Department. CT Examiner has also learned that a second detective, William Bergantino, has continued investigating the case 8 months after Stephen Nicholson's arrest. When they arrested him, they didn't even talk to any of the witnesses, anybody. According to Luca is who Killen was living with, that the relationship included late-night meetings at his house, a claim that Killen and her attorney deny. She was going down to his house, per her own self-report, late at night, coming back around 1 or 2 in the morning, meeting with him one-on-one because she said he didn't have time to meet with her in the office, Lucas said. Lucas told CT Examiner that on one occasion, she personally observed Killen entering Como's house late at night. And it doesn't seem like Killen tells the truth a lot. And it seems like they should be going after her for filing false reports, along with the officers. Asked whether she would call Como on his personal cell phone, Killen declined to answer, but later explained that it was easier than calling 911. Well, you don't call 911 unless it's an emergency. She very easily could have called the department and asked to be patched through to his phone. You don't call 911 every time you want to talk to one officer or a officer. In late February, as Lucas' concerns about a personal relationship between Killen, 18 at the time, and the detective grew, she met with First Selectman Dan Cunningham to warn him about the late night meetings. So there was multiple people notified that this was happening. And you know what happened? Nothing. The selectman, the police commissioner, the chief of police all knew about it, and they let the warrant go through and they still arrested him. Lucas said it wasn't that until she read about Nicholson's arrest in March that she became aware he was accused of kidnapping Killen, despite living in the same house as Killen and talking with her on a regular basis at the time of the alleged incidents. And as she later points out, there was multiple things in the timeline that just didn't add up. The dude has a mental handicap, which they said would have very easily been noticed if the detectives actually did an interview with the guy, which they didn't. They didn't say anything about the chick spending $30,000+ on his credit card, or that the issues of the claimed stalking and stuff were only brought up after the dude's family started bringing up all the money that she was spending on his credit cards.
How are you? Detective Mark Homo from the East Lyme Police Department.
Hi, how are you?
Do you have your driver's license?
Yes, sir.
I didn't ask for your registration forms or anything. Why are you so nervous?
I thought I was in trouble.
I don't know. Are you? Should you be?
No, I had my phone in my hand, so I thought I was going to get in
So
trouble.
this is a
Oh, that's
Liberty
mine.
Bank card.
Yep. Sorry.
Why are you here?
I was hanging out with my best friend earlier.
Who's your best friend?
No, not here. And I was driving by. She said, you didn't drive by there. And I just want to say, oh, I did drive by here because I was going to go home to go to work.
Doesn't make sense. So I've had complaints of this exact vehicle up here over the last couple weeks, acting strange, pulling in and out of driveways, driving
no,
around,
not a bad
stopping.
person.
It's you. It's your car. There's only one car like this I seen.
Okay.
And now I seen you driving back and forth today.
I'm sorry.
So now it's you and me standing here talking to each other.
I won't come
Why
back.
are you here?
Because my friend,
What friend? Okay, so what is she? What's her business?
she's a friend that I was helping out, and she's like my best friend. I was just talking to her on the phone. I will never come back here again. I'm sorry. I'm not a bad person. All I work.
Why are you here driving around our neighborhood?
I was.
You don't belong here.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Why are you here?
I'm sorry.
People have been calling for over a week, talking to me about you.
I'll never come back here. I'm sorry.
Who's this car registered to?
To me, Stephen Nicholson.
So why do you have a main plate, a main license, and you're here in East Lyme?
I work in Connecticut. I work in Massachusetts. I have friends in Connecticut. I come down here a lot. I work with a trucking company, and
And how does that get you here in this
I
spot?
came-
This is a long way away from all of that.
I saw my friend in Norwich today, and then she left, and I came over here because I drive this way. Well, not through here. I drive through town to go towards East Haddam. I mean,
It's a whole nother different direction than here.
I know. I'm trying to explain why I came over here because she said that I wasn't in the area, and I said I just wanted to send her a picture that I was in the area, and she didn't believe me. I'm not a bad person. I promise you. I'll never come back here again. I'm sorry.
Why are you driving in and out of driveways and stuff up here?
Well, when I came here last week,
Are you a burglar?
no, sir. I work 70 hours a week. I do stock exchange. I'm not a burglar. I promise you. She's on the phone. She can talk to you. Well, she's messaging me.
Stay in the car. I'll be right back.
Yes, sir. Can I have her call and vouch?
Excuse me?
Can I have her call and vouch for me?
Why would she need to vouch for you?
Because I'm not a burglar, sir. I literally work 70 hours a week. I'm upset.
I don't know if you're a burglar, but you're doing something in this neighborhood that you don't belong doing.
I will never come back to this neighborhood again or this town.
Let's make that a good idea.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
I'm watching your car. You think I'm stupid?
I'm not a burglar.
Do you think I'm stupid? Answer that question.
No, you're not stupid, sir.
Remember that.
Okay. I'm sorry.
New London, a man arrested in March for the alleged kidnapping and stalking of a teenager had all 11 charges dismissed when East Lyme Superior Court judge determined that the East Lyme Police Department had failed to properly conduct its initial investigation. And props to the court and the judge, because this is nothing new across Connecticut. It seems like most cases are full of lies, deceit, and negligence. The prosecution wanted to nolly the charges, which still counts as a win for the state. And as long as he stays out of trouble for, 12 months, then they're removed from his record. And the judge said, no, we're dismissing that. That is rare. I've never seen a judge do that. Nicholson was initially charged with 12 counts, including kidnapping in the second degree, unlawful restraint, assault in the third degree, 2 counts of threatening in the second degree, coercion, 2 counts of stalking in the second degree, reckless endangerment, harassment in the second degree, and interfering with an emergency call. The Connecticut judicial website no longer includes harmful communication with a minor among the charges. In his ruling on Monday, Judge John Newsom referred to the case against 35-year-old Stephen Nicholson as troubling. Certain people did not do their job, Newsom said, later clarifying that he was talking about a member in the East Lyme Police Department. Newsom said that if it had not been for the East Lyme Police Department's questionable initial investigation, Nicholson would never have seen a day in court. That's coming from the judge. The prosecution claims at times that there was evidence to support some charges, but I tend to lean with the judge because the prosecution and what they say really doesn't matter. They will try to prosecute you on nothing, as we see all the time. They later named the officer. It was East Lyme Police Officer Mark Como, who conducted the investigation. Several witnesses, including people named in the arrest warrant, told CT Examiner that they were never contacted by Como when he was initially investigating the case. Instead, the first contact the witnesses had with the East Lyme Police happened months after Nicholson's arrest. How'd they even get a warrant? Great investigatory tactics, right? An objective detective investigating the woman's complaints early on would have sought an interview with a potential suspect and would have seen that he has this almost childlike bearing about him, Miller said. Miller is his attorney. Nicholson said he plans to file a lawsuit against the East Lyme Police Department. He has a different attorney for his civil claims. Missing information. In September, CT Examiner contacted former coworkers mentioned in the arrest warrant, including 2 women accused in the warrant of aiding Nicholson in his efforts to stalk the victim by providing the victim's address and surveilling the victim's house. Both told CT Examiner they were unaware of these claims. They also said they were not contacted by the East Lyme Police until July, nearly 5 months after Nicholson's arrest. So they accused people of things and added things to the warrants and then did interviews with the people and didn't even question them about these questionable things that they're being accused of. That doesn't make much sense. I would tend to believe that this is all motivated by money, because she was suing Dunkin' Donuts. She was using him for his credit card. And all these issues only arose when his family started questioning why so much money was being spent on her. According to the warrant, Como began investigating the case in December 2023. The victim gave the statement on March 8, 2024. Nicholson was arrested on March 15, 2024. A number of people have interacted with Nicholson both before and after his arrest, describing him as having limited intellectual abilities with a childlike manner and interests. Coworkers and sources familiar with the case say Nicholson shared his credit card information and purchased gifts with the victim and coworkers amounting to several thousands of dollars until immediately before his arrest. And let's not forget that Como went and made this stop off the record. He never told dispatch. He never ran the guy. He never did anything. You could tell he was personally invested into this. Why are you handing me your registration? I didn't ask for that, because that's what you hand over on a traffic stop, you retard. Upon receiving the arrest warrant affidavit, both myself and our investigator were troubled by what seems more like a work of fiction rather than facts stemming from a police investigation made by a seasoned detective. So many conclusions were drawn by the detective that were not supported by investigatory fact finding. Miller told CT Examiner on Friday, "We are conducting our own defense investigation and are finding very troubling inconsistencies, if not out-and-out fabrications. We have spoken with many witnesses who were never contacted by the East Lyme Police Department before my client's arrest. A rapidly developing relationship. Wendy Luca, who rented a room to Killen for about 10 months, starting in July 2023, has emerged as a significant witness in the case. Luca described to CT Examiner and town officials a rapidly developing relationship that she said emerged between Killen and Komu shortly before the investigation began. Killen's family had left and returned to the United Kingdom, and she enrolled in a nearby college. Luca described and offered evidence of a parental relationship with the teenager, including numerous personal messages, screenshots, and texts. Luca said that as early as December 2023, she witnessed Killen growing close to Komu. At the time, the detective was a neighbor in the orchard's development. According to Luca, the relationship included late-night meetings at his house, a claim that Killen and her attorney deny. Luca also recounted conversations with Killen suggesting that Komu shared personal details of his own financial troubles and of other cases he was investigating. Asked about those claims, Killen, and whatever that is, vigorously denied that those late-night meetings had occurred and further denied that Killen knew about Komu's financial situation or about other cases, which I'm sure the department knows if these meetings were happening or not. Did she just decide to go over to his house late at night? No, there's records, there's phone records. They know. After reading Nicholson's arrest warrant, Luca said she became aware of what she believes are inconsistencies in Killen's story. 13 minutes after reporting Nicholson for stalking her on February 10th, as she stated in the arrest warrant, text messages show Killen texting Luca about online reviews for a window treatment. A day later, Killen texted Luca to say Nicholson was no longer in touch with her, despite her recounting in the arrest warrant that she had met with him less than 24 hours before at Walmart. There was a huge disconnect between a lot of the events in the warrant and what actually happened in my experience, Luca said. Killen and her attorney told CT Examiner that Luca was not told about some of the incidents in the arrest warrant because Killen had wanted Luca at the time to stop prying into her life. Sounds like a good excuse. Asked about the dismissal, Killen and her attorney placed blame on the state's attorney's office and Detective William, whatever that is, later reinvestigation. In a call with the CT Examiner, Killen claimed that she had never been contacted by whatever that is or the state's attorney's office. In a statement made Friday responding to Killen, Elaine Griffin, communications director for the office, denied those claims. After careful consideration of the strength of the evidence in this case, Griffin wrote, the office of the state's attorneys in New London determined it would be in the best interest of justice to no longer pursue prosecution due to some concerns over the sufficiency and reliability of evidence and apparent inconsistencies in the police investigation were not adequately addressed. The further investigation, Griffin said, did not alleviate those concerns. Griffin said that both the Office of the State's Attorney in New London and the Office of Victim Services had been in regular contact with the victim in this case. It seems like Killen is just a pathological liar, a serial liar, a compulsive liar. Asked on Tuesday for comment, Nicholson's attorney John said that he is investigating Killen for fraudulently using Nicholson's credit cards, estimating her purchases amounted to more than $32,000. He also told CT Examiner that he had evidence that Killen had made purchases on the credit cards while Nicholson was incarcerated for 7 weeks. Of course, Killen denied those claims. They also claimed that there was text messages saying that he was going to burn down the neighbors' houses and do things to the neighbors' kids. Yet the East Lyme Police Department never even notified those people. Don't you think if they thought those were valid threats, they would have notified those families? I do. I will add links in the description to some of these articles. Read up on it because this is wild. He has also not been placed on leave. This brings the number up to 5 officers now being investigated. They didn't place him on leave. Dan Price said that he didn't do anything wrong yet, so they're not going to place him on leave. He did do something wrong. He blew this whole investigation. He lied about having a personal relationship with the victim. He did do stuff. And Nicholson's attorneys are very troubled that he is still working. You know where they took him off the street and now he's in the evidence room. They said you don't take somebody off the street and put them in the evidence room. You put them on leave. And get this, guys, guess who signed off on that warrant? Dana. The same Dana that's involved in being accused of having a personal relationship with the chief of police. Go figure. So it really looks like they just need to clean house in this department. Masick needs to take control and he needs to just get rid of everybody that is doing something wrong. Start fresh. Start over. Look at all the town officials that knew about this and still allowed it to happen. They didn't do a thing about it. What do you guys think about it? Do you guys think this is appropriate? Do you think a detective should be making stops off the book? Detectives don't even make traffic stops, but should be making traffic stops, not notifying dispatch, not running them. Like, what did he pull him over for? Did he even have a reason or did he just stop him? Because I highly doubt he was called in. He might have been called in by Killen to his personal phone, but that's not a call. I doubt there was reports of this man driving around. But let me know what you guys think. Leave it in the comments and we'll definitely talk about it.